able to move around a whole lot, been in a lot of pain. Had a few things I wanted to do on the DeAndre Baker arrest situation, but every time I come in here to do something, new news would drop, kind of contradicting what I had read or heard or something like that. That's the reason I hadn't put anything back up, but it looks like they're trying to say that he had his PlayStation console or Xbox console there and was playing Madden when all of this went down. And I heard that the 5 witnesses that were there that said they saw him committing the crime have all refused to testify. So, you know, maybe the young man didn't do it. And I know I got to work on it a lot of times. I'm quick to jump to conclusions. So. But anyhow,
I think either way he's going to get cut.
I hope not. If he's innocent, I hope he don't get cut. I hope it don't affect his career. But anyway, we got the AFC South today. We're doing the schedule predictions for the AFC South. I guess I'll start with Indy.
And I'll start from worst to first.
From worst to first, okay, well, that's easy. Jacksonville. They play Indy week 1. Loss. They're not going to beat them. They play Tennessee week 2. Too much run power. They're not going to beat them.
And Tennessee, too.
Yeah. Miami. I think they get Miami. I think week 3 at Cincinnati, or week 4 at Cincinnati, I think they get Cincinnati. I just don't see Burrow doing anything.
This year?
Nah, he ain't going to do nothing. Week 5 at Houston. Houston beats them. Week 6, Detroit at home. I think Detroit's going to be pretty bad, but I think Detroit gets the W.
Yeah.
I really do. And we're at the bye right here. At this point, I think Tom Coughlin's still the general manager at Jacksonville.
I don't know what Jack.
I don't either. I'm not 100% certain. I know it was Tom Coughlin. Whoever's the general manager, they're ready to blow their brains out because Minshew ain't working out. They've won 2 games out of 6, and they're picking in the top 5 again, probably number 1.
Well, 2-4 ain't that bad of a start for Jacksonville.
And it's pretty rough for any professional team. Then we go to week 8 at the Chargers, loss. I mean, that secondary they got in Los Angeles is just beastly.
Yeah.
Week 9, Houston, loss. I don't care that it's at home. Week 10 at Green Bay, no. Not at Lambeau. Not at Jacksonville. They could play this in Disneyland in Green Bay and stomp a mud hole in them. Pittsburgh, no. Cleveland, yes.
You think they can beat Cleveland?
They beat Cleveland, yes. I am not high on the Browns. I do not think that they are getting that much better, that quicker. Cleveland has to do something to get some stability on the coaching staff. Every year, you're changing coaching staffs, which means you're changing philosophy, offense and defense. You're changing mentality.
They haven't really
offense
given anyone
and
a
defense.
chance. The only person they gave a chance, a real chance to, was Hugh Jackson.
And they should have left him alone.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's hard to leave someone alone after they go 1-31 in 2 years.
Look at what the talent you've brought in. It's really not that good outside of Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward.
Well, I mean,
Baker Mayfield just keeps going backwards.
The biggest mistake they could have made was firing Greg Williams as their head coach. Greg Williams had that team rolling. I mean, I know they only went like 7-9, but Greg Williams had them playing good football.
Yeah, but anyhow, it's Cleveland. They're going to do what Cleveland does, and that's lose, and lose a lot. Minnesota, I think they get Minnesota too.
Ooh, in Minnesota?
Yeah, I think they get them in Minnesota.
It's not even a Monday game.
I don't care. I'm not high on Cousins.
Nobody's high on Cousins.
and they lost Diggs. I'm sorry. There's no help there for what's the other receiver up there that's really dang good? I can't.
Adam Thielen?
Yeah, Thielen. There's no help now. He's all they got to throw to.
I think Kyle Rudolph's pretty good. But
Yeah.
what does it matter? You got Dalvin Cook in the backfield.
Right, but you can't line up and run the ball every week and win consistently.
I mean, they did it last year.
Somebody's going to stop you.
Yeah.
Tennessee lost. Baltimore.
At Baltimore, I mean, they don't even stand a chance.
Yeah. Chicago, they get Chicago. They get my dark horse. I think they beat Chicago.
Minshew mania.
I don't know that it's so much Minshew. If they don't trade Fournette, I think by this point, he's like, if I don't do something, I'm going to be stuck here. So I got to do something to boost my trade stock so that they can get rid of me. They can make it worth their while. And then last week at Indy, by this time, I think the rest of the team's thrown in the towel and they just get blowed out. That puts them at 5 wins, 11 losses. And they got my dark horse. They got Chicago Bears. They beat them. They beat Minnesota. They beat Cleveland, beat Cincy, and beat Miami. I think they're picking first.
At 5-11, they're going to pick first overall.
I think they're picking first. I think
Great year for the NFL.
I think everybody else in the NFL, including Cincinnati, I think they have made steps to get better. But I don't think Cincinnati's made enough steps to get better to get out of single-digit wins. But I do think they get more than 5.
All right, for me, for Jacksonville, week 1, I have them losing to Indianapolis at home, losing at Tennessee. I have them beating Miami week 3 like you. I think this will be probably Fitzpatrick's last start. I think they'll start like pretty bad, and then they'll start Tua week 4.
I don't think Tua starts until the last four games of the season. I think Miami's willing to roll with whatever happens. Last 4 games of the season, they see what Tua can do.
All right, I have them losing at Cincinnati. I think Burrow torches them.
Throw into who?
T. Higgins, A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, John Ross.
I guess. Who's blocking for him?
Whoever they can find on the street.
I would have.
Oh, Jonah Williams.
I would have agreed with you more if you'd have been like, I think Joe Mixon goes off.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they're going to be running a lot of shotgun sets. So.
I'm not a believer.
You're not a Burrow believer?
I'm not a Burrow believer. One great season don't make you an NFL Hall of Famer.
I got them going into Houston and beating Houston.
That will never happen.
Got them going into Houston and beating Houston. I got them beating Detroit at home, bye week. Got them losing to the Chargers at the Chargers. That secondary is just too good, I think. Got them losing to Houston at home. Got them losing at Green Bay, obviously. I've been getting Pittsburgh at home. This will probably be the biggest shock of the season because I think Pittsburgh's going to be really good this year.
No, y'all wait for the biggest shock of the season. Biggest shock of the season coming week
1. I lost my spot.
Cleveland.
Oh, yeah. I got them losing to Cleveland. I just think Cleveland has so much talent. And they went and got the offense coordinator from the Vikings, and he made Kirk Cousins look like a good quarterback. So, even though he was being watched by Gary Kubiak, who's a great offensive mind, he still called a lot of plays. Be like a Matt LaFleur year, I guess. Got him going to Minnesota and losing, beating Tennessee at home, losing at Baltimore, losing to Chicago at home, and losing at it.
You got them going 3-0 down the or 0-3 down the stretch.
Yeah, I believe that's 6 wins. Wait, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I only got to win in 4. Wait, no. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 5 11.
We got the same record. The wins are in just different spots.
I should have put the win loss.
Yeah, we should have, but it's okay. I don't see Jacksonville being a very good team for the foreseeable future. I think I think by the bye week they're in full tank mode trying to get Trevor. Trevor Lawrence, he's what everybody thinks Joe Burrow is going to be. He's done it for 2 seasons in college football at the highest level. He beat Alabama, wore Alabama out.
Yeah, that's the
with
biggest.
a team stacked full of NFL. I mean, that team, what was it, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
I think it was 2 years ago.
That Clemson beat. I mean, my God, they had NFL talent front to back, left to right. Josh Jacobs on that team running over people.
He wasn't even the starter running back.
Yeah, I know. That team was just lights out, and he carved them up like a knife.
I think a lot of what Trevor Morris does is based off confidence. If he gets knocked off his confidence early, he starts to struggle a lot.
I see a kid that you can't knock the confidence out of. He is so good.
Yeah, he lost. From what I saw in the national championship game this past year, he really lost confidence early after he couldn't get going. He couldn't get going, just like against North Carolina. He just couldn't get going. He couldn't get rolling, so he started to struggle, started missing passes. But if he can get to a team with a good coach, with a good offensive mind, who can instill the confidence in him, they can bring all the potential out.
He needs to, I think, and this is just me, I think he needs to go into the NFL running that out of the shotgun, the play action out of the shotgun, to where everything is based off the run game. You know, I guess you could call it like a zone read.
I don't
where,
like the
where you read the defense, showing the football to the running back, and either you put it in his belly or you pull it out and you hit a shallow cross, a slant.
You mean the RPO, like a lot what they did with Lamar Jackson last year when he wasn't running?
Yeah, it's kind of that offense. Yeah, Baltimore, perfect offense for.
Not with all the read options though. Not with the read options.
Man, my boy Trevor got some wheels now.
Once he gets unwound,
he got some. He looks like a baby giraffe, but he got some wheels. Come on now.
So uncoordinated.
And he's so strong. He's really a prospect unlike we've ever seen. Somebody with that height, with that arm strength, with that accuracy down the field. I mean, he is very accurate throwing down the field. It's just, I'm in awe of him. He really, I think he's got the part. All right. My next 2 teams, I have them tied win-loss record. I'll go Houston first. Houston at Kansas City on Thursday Night Football. They beat the reigning Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs. They beat them. I think Bill O'Brien's going to put a big emphasis on this game because he heard how stupid he was trading DeAndre Hopkins and basically got back a subpar running back, a 2nd-round pick.
And a 4th, I think. I got a 4th this upcoming year.
Somehow wound up. I don't even know what he gave up to get Brandon Cooks, but Brandon Cooks ain't nowhere near DeAndre Hopkins level.
Well, that's the injuries. Man, the injuries.
Team riding high. Deshaun Watson, probably my favorite quarterback in the NFL. They all ride high and go back home to Houston, get walloped by Baltimore. Turn around, go to Pittsburgh, take the L up there. Turn around, go to Minnesota, still don't get the ship right. Take the L there. At this point, they're 1 win, 3 losses. And God, I hope Bill O'Brien's on his way out the door. They somehow figure out a way to beat Jacksonville. They turn around and lose to Green Bay and Tennessee in back-to-back weeks. And then they got the bye week. So at this point, they're 2-5.
This is when Deshaun Watson finna turn it on.
He got to, if they want any chance of sniffing the playoffs, win at Jacksonville, win against New England.
No, at Cleveland.
at Cleveland. I'm sorry, I jumped a little bit ahead. Win at Jacksonville. Win at Cleveland. Win versus New England. Win at Detroit. Win versus Indy. Then here comes my sleeper. Chicago Bears come in. Soldier Field. Squeak out the W. Indy gets the W at Indy. They finish out the season with a win over Cincinnati and Tennessee. Grand total of 9-7. That's what it is. The Houston Texans being the Houston Texans.
All right, I got Houston a little bit different. I got them going in and losing, like getting dominated, almost like completely killing the morale week 1 at Kansas City. Mahomes throws for like 450 yards, 5 touchdowns, something crazy. Got him coming back home. This is kind of where the season, you have to pick yourself back up after that. You got to realize it's only week 1. Your season's not over. You somehow find a way to beat Baltimore.
Yeah, that's the part. I don't understand about what you got. I mean, I would argue Baltimore is probably the best team in the NFL.
I don't know.
Granted, we know Pat Mahomes is head and shoulders ahead of everybody right now. But Baltimore got the defense. Baltimore's got the speed at receiver. Every receiver in Baltimore has speed. They got a better offensive line. The only places that I see Kansas City really better than Baltimore is arguably tight end.
Not arguably.
Quarterback.
Look,
yeah,
Kansas City
is better than Mark Andrews, but Mark Andrews, outside of catching, does everything better than Kelsey. Blocks better.
That's really the only other thing. But I just think Deshaun Watson will just put on a
clinic.
Yeah, against Baltimore.
Prove why he should be in the conversation as a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, go lose at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a contender in my opinion this year.
They better be.
Win at home in Minnesota. Lose at Jacksonville. No, at home to Jacksonville. And this is where it kind of starts to nosedive.
The wheels start rattling real hard.
Lose Tennessee at home, lose Green Bay at home, going to the bye week. Then Deshaun Watson comes out, goes to Jacksonville, gets some revenge, goes to Cleveland, wins. Loses to my boy Stid at New England.
I'm hearing reports that Belichick might start Hoyer.
At this point, Stid will be started, no matter what. Brian Hoyer can't win. Win at Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. Then lose to Indy at home. Go up to Chicago, lose. Go up to Indy and lose. They come home, finish 2-0, Cincinnati and Tennessee.
For 7-9 record.
Just because the only reason they're getting 7 wins is because of Deshaun Watson.
Did you look at my paper and just flip everything? All right, Tennessee. There's really not a whole lot to say about Tennessee. They got better in the offseason.
Lost their right tackle.
Yeah, they lost their right tackle, but they got better. They put Henry on franchise tag. Smart, I would have done it.
Paid Ryan Tannehill, it was very incentive based. A lot of people were like,
oh my God, he got so much money and he's never really been that good. It's incentive based. 90% of it, I would.
And 80% of it is like not reachable.
Yeah.
And incentives. Throw for 4,900 yards
in that offense.
Touchdowns.
In that offense, that's the thing. He's got to reach those yards in that offense that goes through Derrick Henry. But I have them losing week 1 at Denver. Bradley Chubb, Von Miller,
Justin
Simmons. It's really hard to run on Denver. Then I got them bouncing back, winning at home versus Jacksonville, winning at Minnesota, then coming back home and losing at home to Pitt and Buffalo. Buffalo, I think, is going to be another very good team this year. Then I got them beating Houston, Then they go into the bye, come out of the bye, and just Derrick Henry against Cincinnati's defense. He might possibly able to get 300 yards rushing on that shithole in Cincinnati for a defense.
Look, but Derrick Henry, he might as well not even play the first 8 weeks because he gets like 90% of his yards after week 8.
True, I'll give you that. They beat Chicago in Tennessee, beat Indy in Tennessee, lose to Baltimore in Baltimore, lose to Indy in Indy, come back home, beat Cleveland. Still not a believer. You ain't changed my mind.
I'm not a believer in Cleveland. I'm just like,
go down to Jacksonville, beat them, play Detroit at home, beat them. At Lambeau late in the season, it is very hard to get a win in Lambeau Field late in the season, especially if it's snowing up there. For some reason.
But that run defense, though, is so bad.
But for some reason.
And we didn't solve it. We didn't draft. I don't think we drafted a single D tackle.
And y'all let Fackrell and Martinez go.
Neither of them are anything special.
Both of them were good run stuffers.
No, Blake Martinez is not a good run stuffer.
Yeah, Blake Martinez is good run. Anyhow.
Derrick Henry play linebacker better than Blake Martinez.
Anyhow, it is so hard, in my opinion, to get a win late in the season in Green Bay, especially if there's snow on the ground. That team, for some reason, they love it. Put snow on the ground for temperature below freezing, and
it don't affect Aaron either.
they gonna
rock
play
solid football.
Then I got them traveling to Houston, pulling in an L there. 9-7 record.
For the 5th straight year.
9-7. It's just the way it is.
I got same week 1, going to Denver, losing. Got them winning at home versus Jacksonville, going to Minnesota, losing. Win at home versus Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Houston. 3 straight weeks.
They're not beating Buffalo. Sorry. It's not going to happen. Josh Allen.
Ryan Tannehill's better than Josh Allen. Bye week. Come out and go to Cincinnati. Hold that L.
No. Ain't going to happen.
Man. Such a hate.
It's not hating. It's logic.
Logic.
It's logic.
Logic. Okay. Chicago at home, win. Indy at home, win. Go, lose to Baltimore, lose to Indianapolis, both away. Win at home versus Cleveland. Going, losing to Jacksonville. Beating Detroit at home. Beating Green Bay, Sunday Night Football. I just think Derrick Henry is just gonna.
I could see Tennessee doing it. I just don't think they will.
Kenny Clark can't get every single tackle.
It don't matter, son. I'm just.
Our run defense is so pathetic.
I could see Aaron Rodgers on play action pass. Just run play action pass every down. 450 yards, 4 touchdowns.
When was the last time he had one of those games? I can't even remember when he had one of those games. I mean, he had like 400 yards at Philly last year, but he threw the game losing interception. I mean, I feel like I just had a feeling doing this that they were going to lose this game.
I think Green Bay's going to be back in the NFC Championship game. And
I do too.
I think they're going to be so hard to beat, and they are so hard to beat down the stretch. Aaron Rodgers does something. I don't know what he does to the team, but he gets them ready, and they play really good down the stretch.
The only way I see Green Bay really winning this game is if Aaron Rodgers has an Aaron Rodgers-esque game. And it all depends on if EQ, MVS, and Alan Lazard show up to help Devontae Adams.
We'll keep going.
And then I have them going to Houston and losing week 17. 9-7.
5th straight year. Team I got winning this division, the Indianapolis Colts. And I think the 2 quarterbacks. We all know Phillip Rivers will start. Jacoby Brissett, Phillip Rivers, interchangeable. It don't matter. They're both on about the same level right now. I do think Phillip Rivers might bring a little bit more leadership-wise. But that cannon he's got, it's sputtering. It's on fumes.
I think he got one more year left.
But Indianapolis, I think they're just better than every other team in this division. I got them starting the season off at Jacksonville, win. At home versus Minnesota, win. The New York Jets, joke, win. At Chicago, they lose. I think Chicago is gonna have a much improved defense this year.
I mean, it was just such
They
a drastic drop-off last year.
They were kind of learning a new scheme last year. You know, Vic Fangio left to go to Denver. They had coincidentally brought in former Indianapolis head coach to be the defense coordinator. I think this team Chicago will have more time to learn his defense, what he wants. I think defense is how Chicago's got to get their wins right now without having a proven quarterback. Cleveland, at Cleveland, win. Cincinnati, win. At the bye week, they're 5-1. They're feeling good. They're happy. Come out of the bye week, go Detroit, smack them around, get that W, come back home, Baltimore. If y'all watch these videos, y'all gonna see a routine with me when other teams play Baltimore. Loss. Go down to Tennessee. I think Derrick Henry does what Derrick Henry does, and Tannehill don't turn the ball over. It's going to be hard to beat Tennessee with that formula. They pull the L there at Tennessee. Green Bay, again. Told you a while ago, I got them in the NFC Championship game. Green Bay gets Indy right here. Tennessee, at home, they beat Tennessee, get a little revenge. Go on the road back-to-back weeks. Lose to Houston. Come back home and put the smack down on Gruden. I am not a Las Vegas Raiders believer. I do not believe in what Gruden's doing. I think football has passed Gruden by. Then, at home versus Houston, they beat them. On the road at Pittsburgh, they get the loss. Go back home, end out their season with a win against Jacksonville to finish 10-6. Punch their ticket to the playoffs.
All right. So I have them week 1 at Jacksonville, win. Just because it's Jacksonville. At home versus Minnesota, win. New York Jets win, but I think that game will be close. Especially if the Jets don't trade Jamal Adams.
It don't matter what they do with Jamal Adams.
Lose.
They still suck on the other side of the football.
Chicago. Go into Soldier Field, lose. They go beat Cleveland at Cleveland. Doesn't really matter where they play Cleveland.
No, it don't.
They win at home versus Cincinnati bye week. They beat Detroit at Detroit, and then they have a little losing streak. 3 straight. Baltimore, at Tennessee, and then Green Bay at home. And then they just run off 5 straight at Houston, at Vegas, Houston at home, at Pittsburgh, and then beat Jacksonville.
Yeah, well, you forgot Tennessee right there after Green Bay, but it don't matter. They finished 12-4.
I think Philip Rivers about to have an MVP season.
And he could. He really could.
That offensive line.
It's so good. I mean, they
Marlon Mack in the backfield.
Yeah.
You got T.Y. Hilton outside. You got...
Yeah, with T.Y. Hilton, I don't know. I've never been a real big T.Y. fan.
T.Y. is probably the most underrated receiver in the league right now outside of the kid in Detroit.
He might whoop Kenny Galladay.
Yeah.
And T.Y. Hilton might be, but all he's done is put together a great career in Indy. No matter who they got, he gets his numbers, you know.
Unless he's injured.
And that's been known to happen.
What's the name of the guy that they drafted this past year? I think they drafted a guy in the first or second round, play receiver.
I don't remember.
I had his name. Whatever. It's just Indy is literally good everywhere except quarterback. Now they got a quarterback.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see.
Yeah.
Last year think they'd have been great last year if they had Andrew Luck.
And I think their offensive line gets so overlooked. I mean,
No, it's the best in the league.
their offensive is so damn good. I mean, we talk about Dallas's offensive line, and Dallas had a great offensive line, but
I don't think we've ever seen 5 All-Pros at O-line.
yeah, I know. And
Braden Smith even has All-Pro potential at right tackle.
yeah, and then you got Quentin Nelson,
Ryan Kelly.
Ryan Kelly. Oh my God, they're so damn
Anthony
good.
Costanzo.
Yeah.
Braden Smith. Forget the left guard's name. Isn't it
I
Keith
don't-
right guard? Keith right guard.
Yeah, I think Q plays right side, but I forget their center's name. Is it
Ryan
center?
Kelly. Ryan Kelly's the center.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm sorry. I'm not thinking right now. Anyhow, you got the AFC South. I guess for the next video, we're gonna take it up north to the NFC North or the AFC North. One of the two. We'll surprise you. We'll try to have it out. I got a couple extra days at home this week with the holiday. We'll try to pump out a couple more videos. On a side note, Dak Prescott, quit being a baby, sign your contract, back your team up, do your job.
Dak, go get your money. Go get squeeze as much money out of Jerry Jones' pockets as you can. You better go get your money.
Listen, the man offered him $175 million. You have won one playoff game, and that was a wild card game. You won. You have not done anything, and you've been behind arguably the second best offensive line in the game, had a top 3 running back. He went out and got you a top receiver. Take the 175, sign your contract, quit being a baby, and go back and support your team.
Go get every penny you can get. I don't care what you won. I want to rake that down the salary cap.
I mean, I'm a Giants fan, so I'm loving all of this that's going on down there in Dallas. But as a football fan, I hate it.
I believe players
I
should go
am
get
all
as
about-
much money as they can.
I am all about getting your money. I'm all about it. If Tom Brady wanted to hold the Buccaneers for ransom to get $45 million a year, do it. You've won 6 Super Bowls. Until you've won something, shut your mouth, sign the generous contract they give you, and go win and then hold out. He ain't done nothing. He has proved that he can be an average quarterback on a team that with a better quarterback could have won 2 Super Bowls.
I hate it how people just do this. The same thing about Tom Brady. You know what? We're going to have this debate in another video. I don't want to spoil it. So we'll have to try to have that when he's not so stressed out with everything that's going on. Go follow us on Instagram. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you in the next video. Hold up. Selena, go!
Oh.
Stop!